Hello friends. So today I'm going to do some, oh man, I just realized my water is almost empty. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to write a blog post and I'm going to have you join me. So I've already written 2 blog posts for EpicWeb. I will show those to you now, EpicWeb articles. The idea is I could of course put these blog posts on my own blog where I have almost 200. I just need 8 more blog posts. I'll have 200 blog posts on here. But EpicWeb.dev needs that SEO juice because eventually I'm going to have a bunch of stuff on here that I'll want to sell and other pieces of content like podcasts and things. And so I need to start telling Google, hey, send people over here. So, I mean, of course, I also like writing about things. And so anything that can go on EpicWeb should go on EpicWeb. I may have things eventually end up on my own blog that don't really make sense to go on EpicWeb. But yeah, most everything that I'm working on is EpicWeb stuff anyway. So I may write about the migration from Postgres to SQLite and put that on my blog. We'll see. So anyway, that that is that. I decided to live stream this because I wrote both of these off stream and realized that I like why not just stream this if my goal is to live stream the entire experience of building EpicWeb, then writing these blog posts is actually a pretty significant piece of that. So for that reason, I am going to live stream writing this blog post, and you can see how I write blog posts for EpicWeb. It's not exactly the same as how I write blog posts for my own site, but yeah, it should hopefully be at least a little bit interesting. And yeah, this is where we chat. If you're on YouTube watching live, then I completely ignore that. So you should be joining the chat on Discord. Okay, with all of that said, I actually have started the blog post that I want to write. And it is called Full Stack Components. This is actually a talk that I'm giving in 2 places this year, and they're actually both remote. So it is Full Stack Components, JFSW Days Europe and RemixConf Europe, and I've already I'm going to share that over here. I've already recorded the talk for JSFW Days Europe and sent that to them. This is actually really cool because it's a Ukrainian company, I believe, who run it, by the Ukrainian FW Days team. And they are in Ukraine and experiencing like power outages and internet outages and all sorts of like bombings and stuff. And I'm just super inspired that they're still running this event. It's so awesome of them to do that. And so I was more than happy to join them for this event. And along with these fine folks. So yeah, I've already sent them my recording, and I just hope and pray that things go well for them, because yeah, I can't even imagine. So let's see, actually, where am I on here? Kent, yeah, I wrap up the conference because time zones for sure. So yeah, it looks like I'm track A, November 10th. Can be reordered. Yeah, final program of the 5th. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going to be. Full stack components, this is the description, all that stuff. So, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to tweet about this. I'm excited about my talk. I decided full space stacks, they should be 2 words. It looks better. I originally was like 1 word, but no, I think that should be 2 words. So I should fix this. At FW Days, I think they've got a Twitter. Yeah. In November. Join us. And there's a big get ticket, so there we go. Cool, there we go. So hopefully get people to help support Ukraine and support that conference. I think that's great. So I have actually started writing about this already. When I started writing about this originally, I realized what I was writing was a blog post about separation of concerns, because I wanted to talk about how, like, the separation concerns originally was just like HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Those, separate those. That's separation concerns. That's not what it is. And React brought in our HTML, and then CSS and JS libraries, and atomic CSS libraries like Tailwind brought in our CSS. And now Remix is bringing in our backend code as well. So I wanted to kind of establish that, but I decided that's a bit of a distraction to what I'm actually trying to talk about, which is just full stack components. Let's add an icon here. Why did they choose fire truck? Let's see. Nope, that is not going to work. Let's see. What would be a good icon for this? Prince. Yeah, sure. That's stupid. No, let's do a different one. That's fun. An orangutan. What says full stack to you? Let me know in the Discord chat. I don't know. We'll go with cucumber for right now. So I actually do have an example that I want to use. In here, I use the example of the Twitter like button. And I think that's a fine example to talk about. And actually, you know what would also be helpful is to remind myself of the slides. So here we've got, there's the Remix logo. Yeah, here we go. This is the example between from the Remix docs. So yeah, that's a good place to start. I'm calling it, I changed the name, Full Stack Components. Allows me to co-locate code for UI components and backbone. Let's first start with this. Here's how, basically, let's first start with the first time I've ever seen such a strong marriage between the UI and backend. Yeah. Here's what it's like to write a, do I say route? No, we want to keep that open. Let's just move this over. I'm tired of, create a web page, yeah. Okay, there we go. So we've got our loader, yada, 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 do validation. This is hand wavy. I don't know if anybody will ever get that, but it's just like, hi, but no, hand wavy. Cool. I'm going to just pass over how awesome this is from a full stack, fully typed web app standpoint. Fully typed. Whoop. Oh, and I forgot centered. Let's get centered going to keep me centered. Centered does take a long time to start up. Somebody's got to fix that. Here, and actually, let's...
Are you ready for a rad flow session? Me too. Let's go.
Let's go. Isn't there a way to share on Twitter that you're... I want to let people know that I am on here. It's occasionally good to let people know here so you all can see this. There we go. Okay. And I'll just tweet this. Nope, that's not what I want. Join me on centered as well. There we go. Okay, cool. And right now, we're gonna work on write full stack components post. This is probably going to take, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. I feel like I've said 2 hours on a lot of tasks recently. Okay. I'm just going to gloss over how awesome this is from a fully typed web apps perspective. No, I have that in my clipboard here. And instead, focus on how nice it is that the back-end and front-end code is in the exact same file. Code for this user experience. Remix enables this thanks to its compiler and router. Okay. And I think that's where we are for slide 3. Then slide 4 we talk about, oh, slide 4 is not an MD file apparently. Oh, come on. Slides 4 is a GIF. Oh, right. We can use that same GIF, sure. But not everything is everything we build is a page. In fact, a lot of what we build are components that are used within other pages. The Twitter like button is a good example of this. And where'd that download go? Drag and drop for days. There we go. That Twitter like button appears on a bunch of pages, or appears many times on many pages. That GIF is really distracting. It just keeps going like that. I wonder if instead I should use an MOV file, and I wonder if I still have that in my trash. Let me see if I can find that. Because when I took the video, it was a QuickTime thing that I did. Here it is. No. Yep, got it. That was the one. Okay. Okay, let me bring this over here so y'all can see this. I Command T that, and we find the piece of this that I liked my last take, I think. And I moved my mouse away really quick because otherwise it has the title come up, and that was distracting. Okay, export as 4K. Twitter like. And delete that. And then we're going to use Handbrake to turn that into, from an MOV to an MP4, and keep it nice and small. Yep. Start, and that's over. Whoa. Nice and high quality, and it is not enormous. Yep, teeny tiny. And just for the fun of it, currently, or actually, you know what? Currently, now, you know what? Let's make this a separate tweet. Currently working on a blog post called Full Stack Components, in which I show you how you can take everything a component needs and keep all the logic. See, everything a component needs. Let's just say both the UI and backend code a component to function and keep it in the same file. Going to hit EpicWeb.dev soon. Using this as example. There we go. I wish you could add upload caption file. There's no captions. Video, alt, Twitter, like button being clicked. Yep. What? Okay, gonna copy that. Copy that. Just keep those in my clipboard. You gotta be joking. Good grief. Maybe I'll just use the GIF instead. What? It might be complaining about this. Oh, I hate that. Okay, I want to use the video instead. But let's try that. Good grief. Sometimes this did this with Epic React too. Man, it's pretty frustrating. Let's delete this one and see. What the heck? Oh, it's something wrong with it. Says the media tried to upload was invalid. What the devil? Gee whiz. See what the... Man, they're so confusing. Create tweet, there we go. Media. Something wrong with the media ID. What? Okay, here, I've got an idea. Let's go to TweetDeck and see if TweetDeck can do this. Aspect ratio too large. Thank you. A little bit more useful information. Well, this is already kind of a waste of time, but we're gonna do this this way. Actually, I got an idea. Let's do screen flow and new document. I don't know, we'll just 1080p, sure. We can resize it later. And then bring in the Twitter like. And then, what the devil? What happened here? Good grief. Maybe that's right. I think that's right. Okay, then we just make this the only thing that shows up. I normally don't spend this much time on a tweet, but now I'm like, I'm too deep. It's too late now. No going back. There we go. Okay. And we'll do it as like smaller. Like a lot. Okay, so let's try that. Twitter, you goofball. There we go. Okay, good grief, that was too much. Watch me write it live now. Okay. Sweet, I should go and like those later. Okay, good. So yeah, then we can show that. Normally, the way that works is through some sort of click event, or normally the way we've built experiences or components like that is through a code path that involves click event handlers, fetch requests, hopefully thinking about errors, loading state, optimistic UI, pending states, race, conditions, etc., and state updates. And then also the backend portion to actually which would be an API route to handle actually updating the data in a database. In my experience, this has involved at least, sometimes a half dozen files or more, and often more, 2 repos, and sometimes multiple programming languages. It's a lot of work to get that all working together properly. Hey there, Bob. Okay, so in Remix, it would, yeah, with full stack components in Remix, you can do all of that in a single file. Thanks to Remix features, resource routes, and auto revalidation. I don't know. That's I'll just say thanks to Remix's resource routes feature. Let's build a full stack component together from scratch. Not from scratch. I'm going to be like pasting in a bunch of JSX and stuff, and people will be like, whoa, was that really from scratch? And I'm going to teach you the stuff that I'm trying to teach you. I'm not going to teach you the other stuff that is irrelevant to this, what we're doing. Anyway, so we're going to get rid of this. For this example, I'm going to use a feature I built for my own implementation of the fake books example app demonstrated on Remix's homepage. Okay, and actually, you know what? I've got it. Fake books Remix here. I think this one's kind of older, but I'm pretty sure I still did the resource route full stack component thing. Yeah, this one's older, so should probably update that eventually, but this one's at least, I think, deployed. Yeah, so somebody could log in. I think it's broken though, so whatever. Here's the specifics on the let's see. The create invoice page here presented. Here, let's say we're going to build this component, which is used on the create invoice route. Okay, there we go. That thing. And actually, again, I want, this is a video, right? No, it's a GIF. I want to use the video instead. Right, because that's, I wanted that to not just repeat all over again. You know what, actually, let's just do the really giant one. You know what, Handbrake could make that even smaller. It's not even that big, but we'll make it even smaller. just move this over. Yeah, it's like half this, or even less than half the size. Like, hooray. Yeah, cool. It just occurred to me, do I still have ScreenFlow up? Yeah, okay, no, that's good. Okay, get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. And now I need to find the original recording of this. So, whoops. So let's find that. Where is recycle bin? There we go. I was about to show you this. I don't think there's anything in here that I would be worried for people to see, but I don't know for sure. So I'm not going to share my screen when I do this. I have learned my lesson, maybe. Okay, found it. Okay, and I'll bring this over so y'all can see this. Okay, right. As soon as that cursor goes away, right there. And then have that sit around for just a little bit. That might be too long. And this might be too long too. Yeah, still a little long. Okay, cool. Okay, fake books, customer. Okay, and then we'll bring over Handbrake to slim that down even further and save people the trouble of downloading stuff they don't need. Bum-ba-da-dum. Bring that over here. Whoops. And just share that progress a little bit. It's kind of fun. Okay. Okay, awesome. All right, this is good. Thanks, Yuna. That was nice. That makes me feel good. Yuna's a great person. I met Yuna, I think I met her the first time at FluentConf back in like 2015, but I saw her again recently in Poland. No, not Poland. Where was it? Was it Croatia? Yes, it was Croatia. Yeah, she's great. Very nice person. Okay. note in the video, the network. We'll talk about that later, actually. Okay. Yeah, so from there, okay, create the resource route. First, let's make the resource route. And actually, do I have, let's actually download this. I should make a, what's the word? Script-get script for downloading my own repos. Clone full stack components. Okie doke. I wonder why that package lock changed. Oh well. So in the before, finish the YAML. Okay, so the first step, we're going to you can put this file anywhere in the routes directory. For me, I like to put it under routes here in that, let's see, app. Resources directory, but feel free to stick it wherever you like under app routes, wherever makes sense. I'm going to put this component in app routes resources customers.tsx. Okay, and then we'll say export remix action. And actually, you know what? I'm going to reference my video so I don't have to think as much.
Sorry, I was editing this and I realized I didn't synchronize the videos. So here's your synchronization of.
Okay, so here's my recording. Yeah, we talked about that. Actually, you know what? I think I may need to talk about this a little bit more. The loader is responsible runs on the server only and is responsible for getting our data. Remix gets what we return from that into our UI, which runs on both the server and the client. The action runs on the server only and is responsible for handling the user's form submission and can either return a response our UI uses or a redirect to a new page. In our case, we just redirect. For example, error messages. Yep. There we go. That's sufficient. Okay, so
I'm gonna actually load.
So I'm showing the UI, and so we're exporting loader. Oh, that's right. In this one, we're just doing a loader. I forgot. Loader. Because we're not submitting anything, we are getting the customers.
Sure why that did.
Here we go. Hello world. Yeah. Okay, cool. Node dev 1. Um, 8001, that's right. And need to run that so that it does our migrations and whatnot. Ah, yes, that is old. This is going to be, what's it called? Serialize from. There we go. Okay. Rats. I don't have a format script. Oh well. I can get rid of all that nonsense. And we can go here. And we'll log in as Cody at kcd.dev. Cody loves you. And then new invoice. Right. Yeah, we don't need that yet. So it'll be resources, customers. Ta-da. Note, if you'd like, no, I don't want an empty toggle. If you'd like to follow along, start here. Yeah, I'll have follow along instructions, why not? And this will be full stack components. Start by getting this running locally with the following terminal commands. Get clone full stack components dot get cd full stack components whoops, and npm run setup. Yeah, that runs install. Then yeah, okay. Follow along. I think that's what it, yeah. to make a resource route, all you need to do is export a loader or an action. We're going to use a loader because this component just gets data and doesn't actually need to submit anything. So let's make a super simple loader to start with. And here we are. App, routes, resources, customers, TSX. Oh, let's also say you'll be working within the app in apps 01 before. Most of the work will be in apps 01 before, app, routes, resources, customers. But you'll also need to make a small change in apps 01 before, app, routes, app, sales, invoices, new. Okay, cool. That should be enough for anybody who wants to follow along. Great. With that, let's run the dev server. Yeah. To run the dev server for the 01 before app, run npm or node dev1 in the root directory of this repo. Okay. And open up the route resources customers. Okay, and that gives us...
Your break is coming up.
Break is coming up already? Good grief. Okay. I think my thing is just formatting it. There we go. And this is not TypeScript, it's JSON. Great. We now have an endpoint we can call to make requests. Let's fill that out to actually search customers. Okay, I am going to take the break. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, and we're back. Decided to stand up. So we are at, yeah, let's add search for customers. Just scrub ahead. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, yeah, at this point. Oh, interesting. In my talk, I
my notes. I'm gonna copy
grab
this
all
because
that stuff.
none of you want to watch me write JSX.
And I don't think I'm going to do that here. Yeah, interesting. So I bring in the component first. I want to finish with the resource route first. Yeah, I should have done it that way. Well, do. Yeah, and then I added the component in new. We'll do that later. I want to finish the resource route. Come on, let's get on to the resource route. I think that's the next thing I do. Probably just talking. I'm pretty sure I can just take the whole resource route as it is. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do 02 after resource of customers. There we go. Just take this whole thing, stick it in here, and then we'll bring in require user, invariant, and search customers, and loader args. Well, okay, now this is what it looks like. And we'll grab that. And this is TypeScript now. In our code base, we've got a way to search for customers already. A few things to note. This is a publicly accessible URL, so we need to secure it via require user, which will check that the user's authenticated with making the request is, and that means I need to explain how to authenticate. To log in, we have a seed user. Yeah, we'll just say user or email Cody@kcd.dev and password Cody loves you. It's good information for people to know. Because this is a GET request, the user input will be provided via the URL search params on the request. So we grab that and also double validate that the query is a string as expected. And then here's what that's doing. And we retrieve the matching customers. But our data, our customer data should be private. So yeah, we retrieve matching customers from the database with search customers query. and send that back in our JSON response. Okay, and now if we hit that URL again, query is required, yeah. A query param, like query equals I should probably use something that we get more than one customer. There we go. Come on, why is this not formatted nicely? Oh, whoops, copy, paste. Oops. There we go. And that's JSON. Sweet. Now all we need is a component that can we can use to hit this endpoint. In Remix and React Router, you get a use fetcher hook that our component, you know what, yeah, component can use to hit this endpoint, this resource route. And we can define that hook or that component anywhere we like. I had a real aha moment when, here, let's do a light bulb. I realized that there's nothing stopping you from defining and even exporting extra stuff from resource routes or from remix routes. I don't recommend making a big habit out of importing, exporting things between routes, but this is one exception, very powerful exception. I'm going to just give you all the React JSX stuff because it's really not that important for what we're discussing in this post. Maybe I should use a simpler example, because I mean a combo box is a little bit complex. If it were just the Twitter like button, cool thing about that is it also gives you revalidation, because it's a what is the word I'm looking for? It's a mutation, so it hits an action. But the other part of me is like, I've built a combo box in every framework I've ever used, and it's never been this easy. So anybody who shares that will really appreciate how powerful this is. What is effectively a toggle, like the Twitter like button, probably not quite as impressive. So we're going to stick with this. So let's see, creating the resource route. Creating the component, UI component. So here's the start to the component. Okay, so then we go to my notes, 06MD. And we're going to copy this, paste it right here, and then take care of imports. And label types. Okay, that should all be fine. We've got implicit any warnings, but that's okay. And again, we're switching back over to TypeScript. And yeah, we're going to do that. And in fact, in my notes, I'm going to change that also. And actually, all right, there we go. This spinner, you know what? I'm going to move this spinner. It's very specific to this UI, so we're going to keep it. We've got Cody the koala in there, showing the specific touch points that are of particular interest to what we're building. Let's, I think I probably need to explain a couple of things that are going on. A few things to note. We're using downshift to build our combo box. I think I actually have this in my clipboard, yeah, because I just tweeted about it. And do style stuff in here because it's amazing, and honestly, it also helps give us that full part of full stack by including the the style within this component as well. Okay. Rendering the UI component. Should we render it for? Yeah, let's render it now. Now, let's, we've not yet hooked the UI component up to the loader, but let's get it rendered so it's ready. No, you know what? Forget that. Let's not do that until later. So, hook up the UI to the backend. Let's follow Cody's instructions and add use fetcher in here to make a get request to our resource route. Okay, so say fetcher, use fetcher, type of loader. Actually, we need to do serialize from and there is a pull request that will make it so I don't have to use serialize from. Maybe it was closed. Like it could have been merged. Yeah, sweet. 5 days ago. Hallelujah. Thank you, Pedro. You're the best. So, awaiting release 4 days ago. Skip the serialize from in the next remix release. Okay, sweet. So then customers will be fetcher data customers or an empty array. There we go. Now everything is happy. Oh, we can get rid of that. So I don't currently have a way to highlight lines of code in EpicWeb. Okay, we'll see, because yeah, I want to highlight a couple of these lines. We'll just grab this piece. because that's just a lot. First, let's create the use fetcher and have it and use its data for the list of customers. You know what, we'll just can I get rid of one of those? Yeah, I could selected item could be undefined. What if I say or null? No, we'll just leave it like that, that's fine. It's whatever. Great. So now all we have to do is call the loader. As I said, normally this involves a lot of work, but with remixes, use fetcher, handling race conditions and resubmissions for us automatically, it's actually pretty simple. Whenever the user types our on input, oh, that is italicized. Callback will get called and we can trigger use fetcher to submit their query there. Okay, and in the finished version that looks like this. I kind of want to include the whole thing. Note that the action is set to the exact same, or the set to reference the file that we're currently in. The oh, customer fetcher is what I call it. So let's call that there also. Oh, and this probably has an extra tab in it, doesn't it? Well, that's not exactly what allows us. Actually, I think that's kind of in a weird order. Yep, there we go. Remix on the server will route the request to the loader. Okay, that's neat. Sorry, just got distracted by Slack. I told Centered that it wasn't distracting me, and now it is. And that is why I live stream. To stay on task. Okay, so remix on the server will route this request to the loader. And as far as functional goes, we're finished. But we do still have a bit of work to do to make the experience great. Add pending UI. For some of our users, this will be enough, but depending on network conditions, over which we have no control, it's possible this request could take some time. So let's add pending UI. You know what I'm going to do? We'll bring the spinner in later. We'll bring it in now. In the JSX next to the input, we've got Cody telling us we should render a spinner. Here's a spinner component you can use. Whoopsies. Okay, so we've got that, and then say spinner, show spinner. Let's render that next to the input. And now, how are we going to determine the show spinner value? Cody is sitting there next to the display menu line or declaration, inviting us to set determine that value there. With use fetcher, we're given everything we need to know the current state of the network requests going on for our full stack component. Okay, so just grab, this is a couple steps ahead. Use fetcher has a state property which can be idle or oh, I forget. It's idle, loading, and submitting. Submitting, loading. The load, is it loader? No, it's loading. Yeah, loading. Loading state is for when a mutation triggered a revalidation. And submitting is for when the users and let's see, that will be the state while the revalidation is taking place. The submitting state is for when the user's input, or when the network, or the initial, or the request is being submitted. I think we're safe to say that we'll, let's see, in our case, we're just loading data, so yeah, this is going to be a little confusing. So I think some people are going to think we're making a request, so that's one state, and then it's sending a response, that's the next state. That's not what it is. There's no way actually to know that fully, I think. Maybe when the response starts coming back, you can know that. From the time it starts streaming down to when it's finally received, but that's going to be like millisecond difference. So what it actually is we send the request that's loading, or we send the request that's submitting, and the response comes back. That was all submitting. And then if there was a mutation, then we're going to do the loading state. I'm not going to take the time to explain all of that in this blog post because that's distracting. Because even if this were a fetching scenario, we'd probably still want to do what I'm about to do anyway. If this were a mutation scenario, I mean. In our case, we're safe to say that if that state is idle or is not idle, then then we should show the spinner. That's great, but it can lead to a flash of loading state. Let's actually, I think I can demonstrate that. Oh, well, they won't be able to demonstrate it because I haven't told them to render this anywhere yet, but I will come down here. Oh, that's right. I do have the transition. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to say await new promise set timeout for 100 milliseconds. And then we can have no throttling here, and now I can fine-tune it as much as I needed to. Let's do 50 milliseconds. Let's do 30. Yeah, that looks really bad. And everybody knows it. Okay, record that. That was a good take. I don't need you anymore. what? Actually, we're going to bump this up. Get nicer resolution there. Just narrow it down a bit and still get even better resolution. Okay. Okay, and then let's record when we fix this. That's good enough. And then we'll increase this to 250. We should see the spinner then. Okay, cool. So for our last one, kind of feel like I want to adjust the min duration. Yeah, that last one was good. Okay, cool. Whoops, I messed up.
Sorry, I just,
There we go. Okay. All right, that looks great. Final loading experience. Okay, the break is coming up. And this is if it's fast.
Sweet work.
Okay.
Now enjoy a break. Now is a great time to take a few deep breaths.
Fast, no
Start the
flash.
breathing exercise, and let's get centered together. Sorry, I just...
Okay. And I want to finish at least this before taking the break, so give me just a sec. I think I want it to hang out just a little bit longer. No, don't want that border. See that border, that super annoying border? Yeah, that shouldn't show up. Apple should make that not happen. Okay, that's good. Export. And this is our fast with Flash. Okay. And this one was the small one, yeah, okay. Okay, and then the last thing, we're gonna get Handbrake involved to make these smaller and MP4s. I should have a script kit thing for this. One of the first APIs I ever used was actually not an API. It was a CLI that I scripted out to from Java to Handbrake. Handbrake was the one. Handbrake is a part of my original journey as a dev. Yeah, it's awesome experience. This is not an awesome experience. And here's an awesome experience. If it's fast, great, don't show me anything. If it's fast, I don't want to see your loading spinner flash in my face. So that's what that was all about. We'll leave it like that for now, though, so you can play around with it. Render the UI. Okay, that's what we're going to do after the break. This will be great. Thanks a ton for hanging out, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, and we're back. Okay, so now we're going to render the UI. This part is nothing special. We simply import the component and render it. And that is right here. If you open up app routes, oh, what is that? Okay. Where's the copy relative? There we go. And scroll down to the new invoice component. You'll find Cody waiting there with, whoops, what did I do? Ready for you. You'll need to add an import at the top. Note the error prop and things are outside the scope of this post, but feel free to poke around if you'd like. Okay. With that, okay, play around with improve the pending state. With the UI rendered, the whole thing is now functional. But we do have one small issue I want to address first. In the loader, I want you to add a bit of code to slow down the request to simulate a slower network. So coming over here, add that, and we'll do 30 with 30 as our timeout time. That slows it down just enough to be a pretty fast network, but not instant. Here's what our loading is, probably pretty close to what most people would experience. Or probably pretty close to the fastest experience most people would have in a real world situation. Looks like with that. Not good. Notice that our loading spinner flashes with every character I type. That's not great. So, I actually was bothered about this with my global loading indicator for KenzieDodds.com. Let's actually get rid of that thing. You know what? There we go. I got it. shortcut. And let's see. Stefan Meyer, let's link to his site, I think. Probably would be, I normally link to the Twitters. So, and I think I spelled that wrong. Meijer, yeah. Who was helping me with the site. Built, what is it called? Spin delay. To solve this very issue. Okay, so here's our, so let's add that to our show spinner calculation. Oops. What this is doing is it says, here's a Boolean. Whenever it changes to true, I want you to continue to give me back false unless it's been true for 150 milliseconds. If you ever do return true, then keep it true for at least 500 milliseconds, even if what I gave you changes to false. Oh, good grief. The way they do this is really annoying. I know it sounds a bit confusing at first, but read that through a few more times and you'll get it, promise. In any case, doing this solves our issue. On top of this, if we increase that delay in our loader to 250, then we get an experience like this. Okay, and I think that looks just great. Okay, that's it. Conclusion. In the tweet situation, we started with, we could take the pending state even further to optimistic UI, which is also awesome. And I think my playlist, EpicWeb live stream, no. I've got yes, I do have a karaoke playlist for my kids. Sometimes they like to sing karaoke on the TV. Where is, that's weird. Well, it is talks and workshops is what I was looking for. And I think it's this one. No, it's this one. Yeah. If you want to learn more about how to do that, then check out my talk at Render ATL. Bring back progressive enhancement. Actually, I wonder if they've got a site for Render ATL 2022. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. We'll do okay. I think that should be a PS at the end. Cheers. Yeah. PS is at the end. It's the postscript. I've been loving working with components this way because it means that I can keep all the complexity in one place and drastically reduce the amount of indirection involved. I think that should probably go, whoops, at the first. I hope we didn't get a chance to see this in action in our tutorial today, but if the component were to perform a mutation like the Twitter like button or a GitHub reaction or adding a emoji reaction to a Slack message or GitHub comment, then Remix would also automatically revalidate actually, you know what, a good example of this would be like marking a chat message as read. Then Remix would automatically revalidate the data on the page, so the bell icon showing a number of notifications would update without us having to think about it. wink to folks who remember the when Flux was introduced. Introducing Flux architecture, Facebook. There was a talk, may have been this one. Yeah, it's probably this one. Yep, I remember her. I watched this so many times. Here we go. How did we get here?
We were annoying our users.
I'm going to share this on the Discord if anybody wants to look at that. I think I'm going to link directly to this video. I just watched this to remind myself.
So much. They just wanted us to fix chat. They didn't care what else we were launching. They didn't care. 2011. When we so let's work our way back to this and let's use a real.
And start out here. This is where it's going to be.
Example: a chat interface at Facebook. We knew that we had a problem with chat in 2011 when we introduced the subscribe button on our blog. And the first comment on that blog post was, please improve chat system, with 898 likes. And this was one of our more polite requests. We got a lot of comments that would just say fix chat, and that became a pretty frequent refrain in all of our user comments. So how do we get to this place? How do we get to the point where we were annoying our users so much, they just wanted us to fix chat? They didn't care what else we were launching, they didn't care what we were improving, they just wanted us to fix chat. Well, to answer that, we have to go through sort of the chat feature as it evolved. We started with something pretty simple. You have a chat tab, shows a list of messages. Whenever you get a new chat message, you just append it. It's pretty simple. The code is pretty manageable. Later on, we also launched the messages tool, which shows you the number of threads that have unseen messages on them. That was kind of developed independently from the chat tab, but whenever a new message comes in, we also want to handle that unseen count. So this code gets a little bit more complicated. We have an unseen thread count that we want to bump every time we get a new message, and if we think that the user's looking at it, we also want to decrement it. A couple months later, we also introduced the larger messages view, and with that, we made this handler even more complicated. This is what we had before, and now we have to sort of account for the messages view and decrement the count under the right conditions, if we think the user is looking at either one of the views. So what are the problems here? One is that the code really has no structure. It's very imperative, that makes it fragile, and we lose a lot of the original intent behind it. It's hard to tell just by looking at the code that you want to keep the messages view and the chat tab view in sync.
This is
it's hard to
such
tell
a
that you
good
only want to
example
increment
of
and then
the
decrement.
problem.
You don't want to do either of those more than once. And as we add more features, this code just only gets longer. And having something imperative like this basically led us to the situation where we had our most annoying chat bug happen over and over. Users would get an unseen count, and there would be no unseen messages behind it. Everyone's sort of used to seeing one of these numbers, clicking on it, and get something new behind it. That's exciting, but when they get that...
And if we'd had Remix, Redux wouldn't exist if we'd had Remix. No joke, I'm not joking. Redux would not exist if Remix had been invented before.
number and they click, there's nothing there, they refresh the page and it's gone. That's really annoying, it's really frustrating. And that's what led to the whole fixed chat user feedback. And it wasn't like we didn't fix the problem. We would always fix some particular edge case, but this problem would keep coming back just because the whole system was fragile. And that was a good sign that something was fundamentally wrong here. So how can Flux help with something like this? If we're looking at the structure of the code that we had before, we have sort of the fundamental pieces. We have tab main messages.
This talk never would have needed to be given. And it's wild. I mean, it's great. It was a good talk, and it describes the problem extremely well. Okay, cool. We can get rid of lots of this stuff here. Okay. Here's the finished version of our full stack component. Let's see if those are exactly the same. Oh, let's get rid of that. And that's fine. And that's fine. And that's fine. Yeah. I should probably mention up here. Feel free to play around with those numbers a bit if you like. Okay, so anyway. I love how the integration points are pretty minimal. here. So I've highlighted those lines above. And that's what I will do. Okay, cool. So, see if I can, I've not actually brought this over to Sanity before myself. So we'll see what happens when I try. Because I'm going to need to be able to do it myself. I don't want to require my friends to have to do that all the time. Okay. New article. Full stack components. See what happens. Paste. Well, it didn't like the code very much. Let's see what happens if I click on this. Oh, man. Okay. That's too bad. Interesting. Video. I don't know how to upload video. I think I have to go to Cloudinary for that, actually. Just going to log in over here. And make a new folder, full stack components. And let's just grab all of the videos, download this one. And then we just have these three. Okay, cool. Then we just grab all these and drag them in. Bam! I think I'm actually okay for you all to see this part. This is fine. Okay, and copy URL, stick it right there. And Twitter like button getting quite. I guess we can have a loop. They can pause it. That's nice. Okay. And Fakebooks customer. This is going to be a video also. Copy. Stick it there. Fakebook new invoice page showing customer combo box. Listing options as a query is typed. There we go. That's what's happening there. Okay, and then create a resource route. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to have happen. There we go. code, stick it there, it's TypeScript, and save that. And JSON. Fancy little logos and stuff. That should have the TypeScript logo. Gee. Okay, and then got code for this. That is TypeScript. Okay, and then we've got, you know what, I don't need that or that or that. Actually, let's make sure that we undo all this stuff. And undo all that stuff. And that's good. Okay. I'm going to delete that. We don't need that anymore. Improvements. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we are here with the customers. JSON again. Okay, creating the UI component. Oh, there's a TSX. Nice. Let's come back up here. That's all just TypeScript, but maybe it changes. Sometimes they have like different highlighting for other things. So we should probably be consistent because eventually this is all going to be TSX. So okay, yep. Hook up the Okay, now that's interesting. What if I change this to TypeScript? It still looks ugly. Whatever. Whoopsies. And get that spinner stuff.
There are now 10 minutes of allocated time.
Hey, that's actually a pretty good estimate. 10 more minutes. I think I can do this in 10 more minutes. Okay, I wonder what happens if I cut this, put in code, and then paste it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so this is coming back to our loader. Where's the loader? This thing. Okay, so I was told I can highlight stuff. Oh, you just click it. Oh, that's interesting. Sweet. So edit. I want to highlight this line. Wait, did I save it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Magic. Fast with Flash, video, copy URL. Shows the customer combo box with a spinner that flashes for a few milliseconds. Okay, cool. And then we have some more code. Fast with no flash. Customer combo box showing a list of customers and no spinner shown. And our slow customer combo box with customers showing as a query is typed and a spinner being displayed. Okay, great. And then the final version. Oh. Okay, cool. And it is still in draft mode. So I think that means that it won't show up on EpicWeb.dev articles, but it should show up at full stack components when that publish finishes. So when that finally publishes, then you'll be able to look at it there if you want to. I mean, you literally just watched me write the whole thing, so feel free to read it there, I guess. Just published this as a draft, just communicating with my team about this. I will, yeah. Could you please give that a read through and create a sweet image for it? Okay, and I just remembered I wanted to highlight lines here. So those are the touch points. Oh, wait, this one also. That's it. Those are the touch points. Everything else is regular React stuff and remix stuff. Let's delete that. Oh man, the highlights got all messed up. Still, it's better than my own thing where I have to like, which line is that? What number is that? It's kind of nice to be able to just look at this and say, highlight that one. I don't know how long it takes to reload that, but okay. Well, that was fun. So the last thing I have to do before I call this quits is go to ConvertKit and add it to my sequence of emails that are sent out. So, sequence, EpicWeb.dev, add email, and I think I can bring this back now. Okay. Full stack components. What should the emoji be? Starry-eyed. Yep, that's good. Okay, we're going to follow this format. Insert image here. Okay. Full stack components. Okay, and instead of what's up, we should say, hey, yeah. No question mark, exclamation.
Now there are 2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes. Can I finish this email in 2 minutes? Probably not. Oh my word. I hope that was a copy paste
Your break is coming
mistake.
Up. Begin to come out of flow.
Oh, good. Can't spell my own name wrong. Okay. I've built a combo box user experience in Backbone JS, Angular JS, React, and React. I feel like I built it in one other. And let me tell you, it's not easy. And luckily, we've got plenty of libraries now, my own included. That can handle the tough client-side stuff for us. I'll say accessibility. But that's only part of the challenge. The other part is if you need the data source to come from the back end. Dealing with, you know what, I should probably say you don't even need to debounce this. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say that somewhere. One thing I haven't mentioned is you may have noticed the lack of debounce on this. Most of the time I've built components like this. Now, you know what, that's stupid. Yeah, I've had to add a debounce so I don't send a request as soon as the user types. Sometimes this is useful to reduce load on the server, but if I'm being honest, the primary reason I did it was because I wasn't handling race conditions properly, and sometimes results or responses would return out of order, and my results were busted. With remixes use fetcher, rats. How do I format it like it's code? Fine, I will copy this. Oh, there it is. Oh, good grief. With remixes use fetcher, I don't, here we go, have to worry about that anymore. And it's just so nice. Okay, yeah, I'll include that there too. Okay. I'm kind of cheating here because I'm supposed to be on break, and so my timer on my task is stopped. So anyway, yeah, dealing with race conditions and the indirection between the client and server code makes doing this a big pain. Outside of combo boxes, there are a lot of components we write that really require backend code to do their job. And I'd like to talk with you about a really cool pattern I've been using to make what I'm calling full stack components, which are files which contain both the backend code as well as the UI code. This drastically reduces the amount of indirection and pain. Yep. The amount of indirection and pain is not the word. And increases my productivity. Sound interesting? Go read the article. Image here. And then this will be, oh, that's still broken. Not ready yet. Full stack component. Yeah, reduced indirection and increased productivity. Sign me up. Full stack components by Casey Dodds shows how you can let's see.
Time's up.
Ah, man, how remix run enables this. with resource routes feature. What was the emoji I used? Starry eyes, that's right. Okay, so then we go like this, stick that there, hit enter and copy, and paste that there. What do you think? That is so weird. Yeah, let's have it be that. What is the HTML nonsense you created? There we go. Okay, cool. So still in draft status because I need to get that image, but that's pretty much ready. So thanks everybody for hanging out. This is fun. And looks like it's not yet been published, so I'm probably missing something, or maybe it doesn't actually publish drafts or something. Hopefully I didn't bring anything down. Okay, that's still working. That's good. So yeah, save all just to be safe. I'm gonna go have lunch, and yeah, I will probably be live streaming this afternoon. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you later. Bye.